Hey guys, Tim here from Boogie Snail Mastering. Hope you're having a very great day. So in this video I'm showing you how I master a dance pop track completely in the box. So I'm covering some fundamental tools, techniques, tricks you may apply to master your own tracks in this genre. So before we start, please remember, if you have a mix that you need mastered, request a quote at bsmastering.com and receive 50% of your first order. I would also very much appreciate, guys, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell to support my channel. It helps me to bring more videos. And now, let's get to the video. Today I have this groovy mystical dance pop song with cool piano keys, female vocal fits, synth bass, funk guitars and punchy beats. First let's have a listen to part of this track before I start mastering processing. I'm happy with the mix overall, although the low end needs some tightening and the mid and top range lacks clarity a little bit. The mix is compressed already, but it is missing some of the glow. So I start with Matte Orange EQ, which has a mask capability, and set a low cut filter to the side channel and cut around 90 Hz. This way I remove all unwanted low frequency information from the sides. This helps focus the low end on only the mono channel for a tighter low end. Next, there's a small amount of low-end rumble, therefore I add another high-pass filter, but this time to the mid-mono channel. I set it to 20 Hz, and it manages to tighten up the very sub-region without losing any needed warmth. So next, in the low-mid range, I find strong ringing resonances in the kick. So, and you can see my settings on the screen. And as you see, I reduced the gain by not more than 2.5 dB and set quite a narrow Q15. Now the low end is smoother, without these resonances masking the beats I want to hear, but it is still not as solid as I would like. Now let's have a listen to this track with pre and post DCQ processing. Next, I open a multiband compressor TC Electronic MD4HD and use only the lowest band in the bass range. I set the ratio 2:1, I adjust the attack at 100 milliseconds. This way I achieve the desired amount of punch and avoid distortion of the transient at faster attack settings. I set the release to 100 milliseconds and it matches the groove and tempo of the song. You should know that too fast release time can incur distortion. Too slow can drag the energy down. Only 1 dB is being reduced, and this way I achieve a very solid low end. Now let's have a listen this track with pre and post this multiband processing.
Losing my mind without you, dreaming my life with you, thinking all time about you, just me and you, just me and you. Losing my mind, dreaming, thinking all time, just me and you. I feel myself alone.
Next, I apply additive EQ. In this case, I use Maat Blue EQ, and I make a very practical mastering trick. This dance track has a beautiful vocal. To make it more prominent, I raise 2K by 1 dB in mid-mono portion, and with a bell filter and white 0.7Q. And at the same time, I cut same 2K by 1 dB in the side portion. By doing this in MS mode, I help the vocal and also synth to become more intelligible, but without any harshness. Next, dance music loves a louder kick and a crisper and more prominent high end. Therefore, I boost 80 Hz to make the kick big and punchy, and I make this boost in mid-mono portion. I raised it by 1 dB with a narrow Q1. Then, to add a little more sparkle, I boost a shelf in the side portion at 18K. The track becomes crispier, but without upsetting the overall balance. I also set a complementary low-pass filter at 17.5K across the entire stereo channel to filter out any sharp information that might come through from the previous high shelf boost. Now the track is sounding clearer. So let's have a listen this track with pre and post this EQ processing.
Losing my mind without you, dreaming my life with you, thinking all time about you, just me and you, just me and you. Losing my mind, dreaming, thinking all time, just me and you. I feel myself alone.
Next, distortion in the form of harmonic generation is often applied to a dance music to make it sound full and more forward in terms of depth. For this purpose, I use Aroma Harmonic Processor from Ploytech. I add sugar, it adds bigness, it helps the low mid to glow. I add pepper, it adds a sense of mid range bite. And I add some sugar and pepper to the side. It creates a sense of fatness and enhances the low mid on the side without sounding equalized, with a more natural and cohesive feel. This MS mode gives us nice stereo widths for the stereo guitars. Now let's have a listen this track with pre and post this Aroma plugin processing.
Losing my mind without you, dreaming my life with you, thinking all time about you, just me and you, just me and you. Losing my mind, dreaming,
Next, to add some compression glue, I add an instance of Vertigo VSC3 compressor and set the sidechain filter to 90 Hz to avoid pumping on the kick. The attack is set to 50 milliseconds, release to auto, and the ratio 2 to 1. I lower the threshold over the loudest section of music until the meter just barely moves. This doesn't change the overall dynamics, but now the track is more robust and together. So, and now let's have a listen this track with pre and post this compression processing.
Losing my mind without you, dreaming my life with you, thinking I'm tired about you, just me and you, just me and you. Losing my mind, dreaming, thinking I'm tired, just me and you. I feel myself alone.
Mastering for dance music often includes louder levels that should retain transient detail and dynamic impact. Therefore, finally, I wrapped it up by adding an instance of DMG Limitless limiter. You may see my settings on the screen. Please note that the threshold is lowered so that 1-2 dB of reduction is gained. And now let's make the final A-B between original and mastered versions.